Here's one of the things with Kalista. Obviously, she has the earliest built-in dash in the entire game because you can get it with the auto attack and keep autoing and hopping backwards as Zoe runs at you with her summoner spells. So this is probably what he's looking for here. As the Zoe starts the charge, usually it will be a level 3 charge. Once she gets the extra point, puts it in their spell, Thieves, and then just tries to run at you and pick up your summoner spells as you drop them.
Now, the one thing you also want to keep in mind, 2 offensive summoner spells from Uzi. Bjergsen, if Uzi uses those, can pick them up once he has Spell Thieves and continue to apply that extra pressure in the 1 versus 1. That's one of the adaptations.
Oh, last minute switch, though.
Last minute switch. He's trying to trick him up a little bit.
He's got the heal now instead of the ignites. Give him a little bit more speed.
Gives him a little bit more speed, and it's something Bjergsen can't pick up to kill him with. We saw that be a mistake yesterday. One of the things that sort of hurt Uzi, one of the adaptations he made in between the first games and the last games of that match, he wanted to deny that ability to allow the extra all-in potential.
All right, now one thing I will say about this map specifically here, Howling Abyss, playing against Zoe, I can see why Uzi wants another chance of this. He had 2 victories yesterday, but also you can stay right in the middle of the map, so you're not close to the edges. That's where, if the bubble misses and hits a wall or something, it gets to take up a very big part of the map. And Howling Abyss is pretty straightforward. Don't stand next to the wall. And as long as you can use the minions as well, there are actually a lot of ways that you can dodge the Sleepy Trouble Bubble.
Sleepy Trouble Bubble. We saw Prey miss it a couple of times in his all-ins against Uzi yesterday. Bjergsen, like you mentioned earlier, saying he's commanding a greater mastery of the champion than Prey was able to muster from what we saw.
Look at it right there. Oh my God.
Reaching into the portal. Oh, we didn't get to see what he found. I don't know if she actually has different things that come out of the portal like Caitlyn does with hats, but if she does,
oh my God,
that's one of my favorite things to spam in the game.
We're in for another 20-minute hat talk with Happy
We ain't even going to have a 20-minute game, Kobe. This is 1 versus 1. This is fast-paced, high-octane League of Legends action.
That's true. Let's take a look at the paddle star. Going to hit right there from Bjergsen, predicting the hop from Uzi. A lot of this game, as far as 1v1 does go, comes down to predictions, right? And getting a handle on a couple of the ways that your opponent has a tendency to dodge really does bode well for Bjergsen. Now you can see he's focusing on the minions, trying to get the push going.
And he will find that level 2 in time. Uzi level 2 now as well. And for Bjergsen, normally you look at Zoe and you think, okay, she needs to hit the bubble, and then she can hit the paddle star, but Bjergsen has just been landing these pretty well so far. Gonna go ahead and use the bubble there as a zoning tool. Paddle star connects again. Uzi's got to be a little bit more careful about dodging away from these, Kobe. He's eating a few too many.
I mean, you can say be careful about dodging the bubbles, but the bubbles take up half of the map. I was saying, oh yeah, this map's better than Summoner's Rift for dodging the bubbles because you don't have to be in a small jungle corridor, but it still takes up about half of the corridor there, and you could see he couldn't walk back into it, so that allowed Bjergsen then to land his paddle star anyways, but you still want to dodge it because then you don't get hit with the bonus damage.
And you can see a little Zoe bubble there on the ground. It does contain Ghost. That's not something that Bjergsen can use immediately to great effect, considering Uzi is so close to the turret, you're not going to run him down in some sort of a long lane, some kind of a sprint situation. So
with the minion, though,
how that continues to go here. Okay, a cleanse. Going to just pick that one up, pop it to get the
so fresh and so clean now.
Extra damage. Yep, always feeling good. Uzi continuing to farm up. He's feeling all right, too. 21 to 24 in the CS department, so very even farm between these two. So many times in these 1v1s, you see somebody play, you either play for farm or you play for push. And both these guys seem to be playing the farm game the same as Bjergsen, looking to go in now, able to find the Sleepy Trouble bubble. Paddle Star finds its way onto Uzi, who pops the heal.
Oh!
Nearly down. Barely walks away, but he has both summoner spells remaining.
Yeah, very close right there. Uzi almost able to get off and finish up Bjergsen, but now he is going to get the recall off, it looks like. So Bjergsen pushing the cannon minion wave into the turret.
Will Bjergsen go up and grab that heal, or will he get back right now?
I'm going to go with option number 2 because it's later, and I can see that he already chose that option.
I was going to say, you're cheating, and you're looking at the monitor that has the option anyway. You already know.
Meanwhile, he was able to perk up the extra 4 potions right there for Bjergsen, so he has a lot of sustain coming back to this matchup. Yes, Uzi is an AD carry, and he does have lifesteal on the double Dorans, but that doesn't mean as much as the constantly chugging potions that we'll see here. Bjergsen now trying to thin out the wave, see if he can look to gain control again.
And I mean, potions are such a big part of these 1v1s, right? It's like Papa Smithy said, this is laning. You are essentially just playing through an exaggerated laning phase that the jungler can't mess with. And you've got to respect the value of the potions in that. Bjergsen gonna go ahead, drop an Ignite that he picked up onto Uzi there. Battlestar trying to come back in. Does manage to find him, utilizing the ulti. Nice job there on Bjergsen, giving himself that extra little bit of range, but Uzi still looks just fine, using his own potion to heal back up. But Bjergsen feeling a bit more comfortable now. Has that extra reach with the ulti, but you have to remember, Zoe's ult doesn't really add a big oomph like most other champions.
Well, Kalista's ultimate has nobody.
Doesn't do anything on a 1v1. She actually just can't do anything with it. Bjergsen finds a sleepy trouble bubble. Can't get a paddle star in time, just goes for the auto attack. Remember, once somebody does go to sleep from the bubble, the next source of damage to hit them will wake them up from the CC, but will also deal double damage up to a cap. So you got to make sure you try to hit him while he's asleep if you can. 51 to 46 in the CS department. Bjergsen continuing to push up now. Abuse the AoE on the paddle star.
Yeah, that's the #1 rule of most fights, actually. If they fall asleep while you're fighting them, get your hits in then.
Just hit them with something. It don't matter.
Easy. Regardless, though, we do have some rune information coming in now as well. And it does look like, you know, we're talking about the secondary choices. Bjergsen, once again, has gone for the biscuit delivery, as well as the futures market, where you go into debt, buy some more potions, and it gives you this amount of control that we're seeing here, where he has the extra sustain. Whereas Uzi has gone for the second wind, as well as the mirror shell this time around for the flat magic resist. You know, that's coming from the resolve tree, so gives you a bit of more sustain, but not quite as high of an impact as the extra potions.
Now you see, I think that's, Uzi's thinking in terms of Summoner's Rift, right? Because on Summoner's Rift, secondary resolve tree can be great. If you're going into a lane like this, you think you're gonna take some damage. Second wind's like a Dorian shield passive, mirror shell, it's extra MR. But this ain't Summoner's Rift, it's over when you get a kill.
Well, also, the resolve tree gains some value too the longer it goes, right? Because you went into debt to buy those extra potions, and you're constantly getting value out of your second wind, as well as the flat magic resist. So Uzi here farming up to level 7 now, and he has the Vamp Scepter, so sustain now. He's in a very comfortable spot. Plus, he has the extra tankiness. He's really been able to kind of work through the initial scary part, but now they're walking up with the redemption found from Bjergsen.
I always have to stop for just a second to be like, wait, hold on a second, because I see the redemption. I'm like, nobody's playing a support in this game. Nobody's rushing redemption in 1 versus 1.
That's true.
And then you remember Zoe's on the map, and anything is possible. Bjergsen's still farming these up. 70 to 62 in farm, but Uzi's got a nice HP advantage for now. Steps on the trouble bubble. Bjergsen trying to make that AoE happen, does not find it, so he misses out on the sleep bonus damage.
Yep, got to go with the footwork there. Uzi walks behind the minion.
Instant gets popped!
And he takes the drink. Easy victory there.
Yep.
Calm Uzi. He knows that it's a best of 3, though. Can't get too excited.
Getting a little big for his britches, jumping in like that. Straight up in Uzi's face, had very little HP remaining, and Uzi punishes.
Yeah, Uzi, he played the grind game. I was just about to talk about how he walked behind the minions, so even though he got hit by the Sleepy Trouble bubble, they were blocked by the minions, and then Bjergsen found himself very far up, and Uzi easily able to take him out, rends him down, and takes first blood here on the Howling Abyss.
See Uzi there with that clap. He knows he did good. Only got to do it one more time, and that trophy is his. He gets his back-to-back goal.
Good.
Yup, the man did what he needed to do. It was looking a little sketchy there for a while because he was going down in farm. Bjergsen had controlled the waves better overall up until that point. Doesn't matter how good you control the waves if you jump into him and Kalista spears you.
He's got his resolve tree, gets a bunch of lifesteal, grinds it up, and he's finally able to close out. Now let's see. What is Bjergsen going to go to in his time of need? Because this is just a best of 3. He can't lose another one. He's going to have to go to one of those flavor picks or cheese picks or whatever you want to call them that we were hyping up. Everyone keeps saying, oh, Mike Young's been practicing with him. He's got cheese picks.
Oh, my God.
Everybody's going to be. What is it going to be, Captain Flowers? What's your cheese pick?
Oh, my cheese pick is Xin Zhao because I only play 2 champions. So I'd probably play that if I was in this, but that's why I'm not in this, Kobe, because these guys have a little bit more up their sleeves than I do. My sleeves are a little bit constricted.
Uh-oh, more chapstick.
More
that's
chapstick.
The answer.
That's the cheese right there. You got to get the chapstick, make sure the lips are comfortable. Then you can start thinking about what you're going to do in the game. Out of the game, that's what comes first.
It's really about the second layer of protection there. The first layer just kind of softens it up, but now he's ready.
Now he's ready to go. But you know what I want to see in this second game is whether or not Bjerg takes the same approach to it that we kind of saw Uzi and Prey take to their third game yesterday, which is where they took the same champs that they had played earlier, and they had both lost once on each. So you're saying, it's not the champ, I messed it up. It was my fault, it's not the matchup.